Hey, everybody, and welcome to our weekly show. We call it Three Broke Guys Handicapping, where we review one of the top racing cars from around the United States. We will select a four-race sequence from that track and attempt to come to a consensus on a pick four ticket. Thank you for joining us. It's week number 30 of the 2018 racing season. And even though we've all been facing triple-digit heat for the last 3 weeks, this weekend is what I like to think of as the official start of the summer if you're a horse player. Tonight is our doubleheader, and we'll start with everybody's favorite East Coast summer camp, historic Saratoga racetrack in Saratoga Springs, New York. The first weekend at the Spa has a nice little card that includes the Grade 1 Diana Stakes. The Pick 4 starts in race number 8 and ends in race number 11. There are 2 stakes in the Pick 4 on Saturday. My name is Rich Sharp, and each week I'll be joined by my friends and racing analysts. Folks, our East Coast handicapper, he comes at you from Staten Island, New York. Ray Tirado, do you have any plans at all to make a stop at the Spa this summer for you or the family?
I'm going to try to make it. It's 200 miles going north up 87. And I like to go for 2 days, stay over like around Albany and go back next day and then do 2 cards. So I'm hoping to do 2 race cards, in a few weeks. Let's see how it develops. But it's
All
always
right.
fun to go up there. It's beautiful.
Sounds good. You know, if you hear that, our West Coast handicapper, and he is coming at you from his home. It's in Temecula, California. Joe English, if you heard Ray Tirado, if we could somehow get our act together and hit these pick fours, we could head up to New York and hang out with Ray at the Spa.
Meet you Albany Airport.
There you go.
Yeah, that would be nice, guys. I happen to be at opening day at Del Mar on Wednesday, if you guys remember seeing those pictures. And the racing is not as good at Del Mar, but I'll say that the scenery is more than adequate. Let's just put it that way.
All right. Last week was Indiana Grand in Shelbyville, Indiana. We had a small payout. It was just $75 last week, but that doesn't change the fact that we did hit our pick four last week. And something to keep in mind for next year on this show, Three Broke Guys Handicapping is now 2 for 2 in the pick fours at Indiana Grand on Indiana Derby Day. All right. Nice job, guys.
Maybe we should just handicap there all the time.
I was going to say, that's what I'm track. There we go.
Indiana Grand. There you go.
Sarah what?
All right. Time for a quick weather update from Saratoga Springs, New York. Sunshine and clouds mixed. High of, wow, this sounds wonderful, 83 degrees, winds at 10 to 15 miles an hour, and there's a chance of rain at 10 degrees, or 10%, excuse me. It sounds like a wonderful racing day up there at Saratoga for Saturday. A total of 11 races, 2 stakes on tap for Saturday. For today, we are focused on the pick 4. It begins in race number 8. It concludes in race number 11. Gentlemen, the gates are locked and loaded. The outriders are clear, and the starter is ready to pop the gate. It's pick 4 post time.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's get it.
Race 8, approximate post time is 5:02 p.m. Eastern Time, guaranteed pick 4. Well, I don't know what the guarantee is in the pick 4, but I'm sure they have something in there for the first weekend at Saratoga. 5.5 furlongs on the turf. It's an allowance race. The purse is $87,000 for fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and upward, which have never won $10,000 other than maiden, claiming, starter, or state bred allowance. 11 starters, and your morning line favorite starts from post number 6. It's Conquest Tis Fire, trained by James Lawrence and ridden by Javier Castellano. 3-1 on the Saratoga morning line. Joe, you're up you're batting leadoff actually this week for us like that. Who do you like in the opener?
This was a tough one. I wasn't really sold on anybody in particular, but I know going deep is probably the way to go. 3-1 morning line favorite is I guess about normal, but for a field like this, I'm gonna take a chance and go with a little bit of a long shot, and I'm gonna stick with the rail runner, and that's the one La Naturelle. The PP showed 2 good runs from the rail post, so obviously the rail is not a hindrance. Winning breaking the maiden by 5 on the turf at Belmont, and running second last out in a protected start allowance race. Again, the horse has run twice well since the claim, and the barn has obviously protected the horse. And given that the horse has run second twice, there'd be no reason to drop the horse. My guess is that an allowance race didn't come up, and this was the best they could do. But again, this horse is protected. And I think the pace in this race looks like it should be pretty lively. I don't think the cutback is a big hindrance because, again, I think there's enough pace that this horse is going to get to run into. I know the name of the trainer. I've seen it before. He's a local trainer on the New York circuit. I don't know how well his record stacks up at Saratoga, but in this case, I'm going to take the horse. The horse has never missed the board in 6 career starts. I'm going to take a chance that this horse is going to do that again and hopefully get up to win at the wire this time. And at 10-1, I'll definitely take that as my top choice. Second choice is I'm going inside and outside, and it's the 10, Battle Joined. And the last race, the first fraction of the last race is 20-4, and the horse is 43 and change for the second quarter. And though there is other speed in this race, if this horse runs that fast again, and I get that the Belmont turf track is baked when maidens are running 107-4 over it. So obviously they're running really fast, and I'm just saying, if on raw times this horse can equal 20-4 and 43-4, he's going to be in front turning for home, and somebody's going to have to come and get him. And again, going 5.5. My tendency would be to lead more towards speed horses going that short a distance. But obviously, in stakes races over the long haul, you've seen that horses can close and not really be hindered by that running style. And the fact that Mark Hennig lures Irad Ortiz to get aboard, I think nothing against Pablo Fregoso, but Irad and his brother pretty much dominated at Saratoga sometimes. So I don't think that's a positive. And the horse is third off the layoff, from over a year last, obviously returning from, May 27th last year. This is his third start off the layoff. So it's possible that this horse can even get better. So I'm going to he'd be the speed horse that I like the best. The 1 and the 10 would be my top 2 choices. And I saw Rich's check mark, and I agree with him that the 2 is a horse for the course at Saratoga. He won there twice last year. And despite their percentage together, I'm going to take the chance that Linda Rice can train, and that Jose Ortiz, again, like I said, that last name Ortiz, they can dominate up there. They on a day like tomorrow, they could win 6 or 7 of the 10 pretty easily. They get the good horses, they can get them to run, and this horse ran well 2 back off the bench. So the fact that they gave her enough time to recuperate after the last run against Conquest Hisfire, I think, again, if this could be another horse that closes. And like I said, I think there's going to be enough speed. There will be a pace in this race. I just don't know how fast it is, how many horses will be above, up at the top early. But First Appeal is a horse for course that could obviously, make a winner out of us in the pick for tomorrow. So my top 3 choices were 1, La Naturelle, the 10, Battle Joined, and the 2, First Appeal, in what is really a competitive non-winners and 1 allowance race. So if you can add anything to what I said, please do. Go ahead.
All right, Joe. Thanks. These are non-winners of 1, and they've won 1 time. And usually, if they have more wins, be more in the claiming ranks. And this is a very wide open race. I have to admit, definitely. For me, the spot sprints usually speed holds well, and fast times. In the usually the inside is the place to be in the safe ground, and because the turns are kind of tight there. But yeah, I do like number 2. You just mentioned First Appeal. This horse definitely looks like Linda Rice has pointed her to this spot meet, and she's 2 for 3 at Saratoga, lay off for 50 days. That's a good sign for me that this horse is pointing to Saratoga and going to run a few times here. So that's my first choice, my top pick, First Appeal, with Jose Ortiz, Linda Rice. They've won well. She's really good in these tough sprints. So that's my top choice. I do like number 3, Really Proud, also. This horse finished ahead of First Appeal, same race, June 1st. They has the same layoff. They meet again. So, if I like the two, I got like the three also. Willie Park is 4 pounds, being a 3-year-old. Again, Rosario, Crystal Clement, and this horse been stable since June, so this horse getting familiar with the surroundings. Up there, certain surroundings, the horse, it's like a country feeling. The barn, the people can walk through the barn, and it's beautiful. And the country atmosphere. And some horses really acclimated too well, and you really have to look for horses that like the course and like the surroundings up there. They do just blossom, and they allow form reversal. So look for that. I do also like number 6, Conquest His Fire. He's the favorite. He's the speed of the group. Also with the 10. He's gonna duke it out with a 10 barrel join. He's got a disadvantage of not racing here, so I'm a little concerned by that. But gets Castellano, so gotta trust that Castellano will get him, a good trip. He was racing in Belmont Aqueduct, so he's been working lights out at Fair Hill. So being a favorite, we gotta include him too. Number 10, Battle Joint. You're gonna face a pace battle there. Gets a good jock with the EP types with Ira Ortiz. Those T brothers, like you said, Joe. They really do well up there. I mean, in the New York circuit anyway. So all around, gets a good test here for the new course. And this horse may slip up bananas with the outside post, so watch out for a Battle Joint too. I got two iffy picks that I wanted to mention. I'm going 4 deep. I got two iffy picks, like B picks if you want to mention them. Number 4, Cipollina. His horse had a nice maiden win last year, Saratoga. I got a good figure. Not much when going against winners, but she may wake up on the course that she may like. I always look for that at Saratoga. And, Jai V is one of the finest Saratoga's jockeys, too. So those two are going to duke it out. Ortiz and Velasquez, they, they just win and win and win. And also number 11, Romantic Babe. His horse is 12-1. His horse exploded 38-1 last year, breaking her maiden with Manny Franco's at Saratoga. And, playable at 7-1 and won a 3-year-old stakes that she ran in. She and Hound 2 turns. There was a stake race last year. With the 11, Romantic Babe. And that was the PG Johnson stakes. And she didn't like the 2 turns, so had a bad trip. She needed her last, close to finish right behind Conquest His Fire, and really proud of First Appeal. So I'll give this horse a shot at 12-1 also on one of my tickets. So Romantic Babe. So those are my picks there. I like the 2, 3, 6, 10, and as B picks 4 and 11. Right, Rich?
I'm not too far away from what Ray has. I'm actually on the same top pick. So you saw my check markers on the same top pick there. I did this one based on the back page. So again, I handicapped the back page first. And in this particular case, the races come out, not so much speed buyers. 59% go to the speed favoring types. You do get, 41% going to the closers here. And when you come down here on this page, boy, don't you look at this race, it looks like everybody certainly got their preference, huh? There's a lot of E-types in this race, and just a couple that come from the back, and that was how I ended up on the S-type. I saw First Appeal was one of the few closers that was in this race that had the class that I thought would lead him to be able to overcome the speed bias of the horses. So he does have, you see there, he's got 2 seconds and a first in his last 4 appearances, and then he's got that behind Conquest His Fire. So I've got him as my top check mark here. Linda Rice, Jose Ortiz. You could find worse combinations than those two put together. I did like, I believe Battle Ready was the horse that was at the very back, or Battle Joint, excuse me. So kind of along the lines of one of my usual strategies, using horses from the back and the front. But I did go deep in this race. I thought this was a contentious race, and I felt that there were a few horses that were really right within just a few paces of each other. So I've got the exact same combination that Ray does in just a little bit of a different order. So I've got the 2, 10, 3, 6 as opposed to 2, 3, 6, 10. And Joe, if I'm not mistaken, has 1, 10, 2. And I will go ahead and come on back to you. Look at that. I'm a little of a poet tonight. All right. And here I am. And you can actually, I've got a new guest.
They zip, they at this age, the extra for half a furlong does make a difference. and I have to trust in Todd, like you say, with the 2 year olds. So I'm not splitting them. I'm going with those two. Just I have to go short in this race. So I'm gonna go number one, Sommelier, and I did watch the Tremont on YouTube, and I did see the horse was very sluggish in the beginning, and he made a good move, middle move. He stayed on the rail, made a move on the outside, and the horse on the inside did win the race. Our brain trust, and there was a filly in front who was in the race, and the filly finished third, and our brain trust won the race up the rail. Somewhere was like in a 3 path, and he ran a good race. So he stumbled and closed well, like they say the form says, and it did look like he stumbled too much in the beginning, but he was definitely behind the field. But why I picked him, I'll tell you, because in the it looks like in the workout that they had on July 14th. I would assume I wasn't there, so, but I'm not a clocker. But it looks like somebody did finish 2 lengths ahead of Lexingtonian, and they might have been working together. I'm not sure. And so he pulled away by 2 lengths, so he got the best of him. So that's why I went by. That's why I picked the one over the two. And based on that workout, I think Castellano needs to get him into the race sooner, and because he did lag last time. So let's see how he breaks in the rail and gets it back into the race. I do like number two also, Lexingtonian. He had a nice debut 3 weeks ago at Belmont, a nice time, 57-4. The figures were steady. His coming home figure was pretty good. He's closing a little bit. But you know, I like him because Todd really doesn't. He's very patient with his 2 year olds, and he's willing him back 3 weeks after this. So he must be doing very well to be in this race because the other races down the road. And for him to come back in 3 weeks, I think he must be doing well. And he wants to get this horse grade three, grade two. This is a grade three. So moving up in that grade categories and stretching out and stuff. So this horse probably is a nice horse. And Todd looking to get into the 2 year old picture. So that's what I'm gonna go 1 and 2 for me. Joe, anybody else you like in the Sanford?
I have to say, yes, I do.
Okay.
It's funny because the horse I really liked the most, and because there isn't a lot to go on with these 2 year olds, and basically they're only maiden winners in most cases. I actually got a chance, and I decided to go and watch each of their opening races. And the other funny part about this race is that if you look, there are 4 horses that last ran in Kentucky, and 3 that last ran in New York. And it's like, okay, well, would you think you'd need to take one versus the other? I mean, none of them have ever run at Saratoga, so I guess it doesn't really matter. But like, nobody's coming from anywhere other than New York or Kentucky for this race, not Monmouth or anywhere else, Laurel, what have you. But like I said, I went back and I watched the race, and I really liked the effort of the 8, Strike Silver. The horse was able to get clear of his competition early, and then the horse that he beat, Nitros, was the even money favorite in that race. If you look, Strike Silver was the second choice at 9-5. Strike Silver got clear, and he was 2 lengths in front at the stretch. But and to me, what I thought I saw was that the horse kind of let up just a hair, and basically this other horse came at him and he rebroke. At least, again, that was my opinion of what happened in the debut. So I think this horse has a little bit more, has more gears in him. Maybe has more gears in him than others in this race. And again, I haven't seen anything about Nitros. I don't know if the horse has come back to run. Obviously, the horse isn't in italics, so the horse hasn't won. But like I said, just watching the race, I thought that this horse can sit nicely off of Bagno Solo and all the other speeds, make the move around the turn, and hopefully hold off the closers in this spot. Like I said, I think he's drawn really well. And Violence has obviously had a really nice start as a sire. And I think this horse can easily win this race. And I'll take 3-1 if I can get it. The other horse I did like was the other Todd Pletcher, and the one Ray mentioned second, and that's Lexingtonian. And Just like Ray said, I don't know if they worked in company. I'm not 100% sure. I know Pletcher usually sends out, I mean, who knows how many horses he works every day at Saratoga. Again, I just liked what I saw. I liked that Lexitonian actually, broke from the rail, which generally doesn't necessarily mean good things. You break from the rail going 5 furlongs, you better break well. The horse broke well, but he sat behind the pace, and he was able to get through on the rail, and he won really nicely, very professionally. And I think that bodes well in this spot. I think he can sit off the pace again if for whatever reason the pace comes back to him. And again, of course, he needs to work out a trip and make it through. I saw nothing in that race that tells me he couldn't do this again in this spot. Obviously, Speightstown is also a very good sire early on, and he's obviously had some really good young runners. So I went that way. I went Strike Silver again based on the video replay of the last 2 races. I went with Strike Silver and Lexitonian. So I went 8-2. But honestly, I could see how people could go in a lot of different directions in this race. Bagno Solo could probably be in front. Question is, will he be able to get to him? I mean, there's another horse, Chase Greatness, who's run well at Churchill as well. Obviously in the slop that time, but since there's not much of a chance of rain, I don't know how that race will lead into the next race, being that the horse will be running on a fast main track. But again, I just went 8 Strike Silver with 2 Lexitonian as my second choice in Sanford at Saratoga. Rich.
So I used them all here. If you ask me to put a check mark onto one, then I guess I will put the check mark over here with Todd Pletcher. After all, I didn't get the Bobblehead Dodd here to start vacillating at this point in time. I'm not going to split Pletchers. I'm going to use them both. And I'm being told here that the name of the horse is Sombaye, something off of a French town. So that's the favorite that's there, and that's going to get my check mark. I'm going to use all 4 of them, though, here. I thought Lexitonian merited a definite shot. Bagno Solo, if that's how you pronounce that, I'm assuming that's something like Latin for
Bagno Solo, yeah.
Bagno Solo, yeah.
Only bath, yeah.
Yeah, only bath, exactly.
Yeah.
And
the only bath in town.
Exactly. The horse got bumped at the start and was still geared down 1 by 3 lengths by in a 9-horse field at Churchill Downs. That's got to be said for something. And then Joe already vacillated there on Silver Strike. Violence, one of my favorite first-time starters. So I'm going to use them all. I went 1, 2, 7, 8. Again, the check marks up on the 1. If I had to, pare it down here, I would probably just stick to my Pletchers and just go 1, 2. But I have enough here in my next 2 races. I do slim down a little bit. So I went 1, 2, 7, 8. Let's see. Ray, I believe just went 1, 2. Ray and Joe, I believe you've got the 8 and the 2.
Correct.
And I am coming back. Hang on 1 second. All righty. And here
I think one of the keys is that it seems to keep happening. She keeps drawing outside. She never seems to get stuck down inside. She's always able to stay outside and stay in the clear. So she drew outside, which is obviously maybe where she wants to be. It's maybe where she runs best. And that, Chad and Irad Ortiz 30% over the 23 races is obviously nothing to what's the word I'm looking for? Nothing to sneeze at. And obviously the horses run, running 1 1/8 miles is not really a big deal. If you look at the sire stats and you look down her PPs, she's obviously won at 1 1/8 miles before. She's even competed at 1 1/4 miles. So I just think, like I said, I think she's the hot horse, and I think she's the one that they're going to have to beat coming down the stretch. She's shown me no reason to back off now. She's been a really good horse for Chad. This is the 3rd start off the layoff for Chad, trying to get another grade 1. I hope obviously the horse has run. If you look at the back of the 2017 PPs, she's run a lot in short periods of time before. So I'm not concerned about the fact that she's run, 3 times in 2.5 months. So no concern there. I just think she's better than these, and she's just the best horse right now. 4 months from now, amazingly, Breeders' Cup is actually less than 4 months from now. We'll see. We'll see if that actually still holds. But she's my pick in this spot. I also I have to add other horses, and the funniest part is, and I sent a text to Rich and Ray earlier in the week, that Chad Brown has 3 of the 7 in this race, and Jose Ortiz is on absolutely none of them, which is pretty amazing to me. So I'm going to go with the horse that Ortiz is on. Proctor's Ledge ran second behind A Raving Beauty in the Just the Game last time out. She won at Saratoga twice. And like I said, Jose Ortiz is pretty good at the Spa. And being that she finished second behind A Raving Beauty last time out, and A Raving Beauty didn't beat her that badly, only 3/4 of a length. Proctor's Ledge obviously proves that she belongs in this field. She belongs with this level. At least right now, she's in as good form as she's ever been in. And I don't think you can summarily toss her. And she'll be 4-1. She's she's not gonna be the favorite, obviously, because Chad's gonna have at least 2 horses that are gonna get bet more than she is. And I can't not include Sister Charlie. Velasquez decides to run to stay here as opposed to going somewhere else. Actually, he had the choice of Sister Charlie or Proctor's Ledge. Excuse me. And obviously he stays here. She's a grade 1 winner, and she's missed, close misses at grade 2s in other stateside races, excuse me. And I don't want to, speed seems to be much tougher over the summer when the turf course gets baked up at Saratoga. Obviously, we're not at that point yet. So Sister Charlie has a chance to close. I just think it's A Raving Beauty is going to have an advantage of her tactical speed, and she's going to be in front, and Sister Charlie's going to have to get by her late. So like I said, I'm going to give A Raving Beauty the edge, but I can't dismiss Sister Charlie, and she's got to be used here. So I went, what were the numbers again? 6, A Raving Beauty, 2, Proctor's Ledge, and 1, Sister Charlie. Use all 3. And if you can afford to use the 4th Chad Brown, I mean, how many times have you seen Chad Brown in a grade 1 or grade 2 turf stakes for fillies run 1, 2, 3? And it's funny, I contemplated on the way home tonight from work. I was like, you know what? Maybe I should just do a superfecta tomorrow. Bet the 3 Chad Browns in the first 3 spots and bet everybody for 4th and see if that would actually connect. So I just figured, it's not the worst strategy in the world, and it's pretty simple. 3 by 2 by 1 by 4. So again, 6-2-1 for me in the Diana. Chad Brown over Chad Brown over Brendan Walsh over Chad Brown. Right?
For 10 cents, it definitely is affordable, so you can do it. You can definitely do it.
Yeah, for $1, it's for $1, it's only 24.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. So go for it. Well, I have those horses, so I'm right there. I got all your horses. Yeah, it's a pretty the Chad Brown trio here. We start with number 1, Sister Charlie. What you say is a grade 1 winner, Jenny Wiley, and she came home from a long way to miss by a head last time. Is that 20 in lengths? Damn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think there was a runaway horse in that race, if I remember right.
Yeah,
not 100% sure.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. The horse is flying out there. The race is just a wreck. So, she lost by a set. She lost by head. So, but there's enough speed here for her to stay close, and hopefully she save ground and get a good trip for the rail. She's gonna have to beat the old Chad Brown. So, she's got a nice record. She's 7 for 8 in the exactas, 4 wins, and Giant V, Chad Brown, and they got Velasquez definitely in the turf is riding better this year. As I can see, like I said, mentioned a few weeks ago, he's riding much better on the turf this year, and he'll give a good ride. I do like number 6, Very Beauty. She's 2 for 2 in the States. She did win that just a game race on Belmont Stakes Day. She's another mid pack runner who could get strike first. So she'll have definitely a pace advantage there. She'll be the one to catch down the stretch. And if others get into traffic trouble, she'll be in the clear. And she definitely can win the race. It looks like she probably has these two, the one and six. As you can see, their size stats, average weighing distances are 8, 10 furlongs. Like I think the longer they go, the better these two will be, and the distance will definitely separate them from the field as the distance get going. They'll be going a mile and a quarter soon and whatever. But these horses, they from Europe, they definitely can run these distances. A mile and 8 might be too short, but better than a mile. So a mile she won by a neck, and they could just stretch out and do very well. I do like number 2, Parker's Ledge. Horse for the course, 2 for 2. She won the Lake George and Lake Placid last year, so she's back for more. And Jose Ortiz, and she's 2 for 5 a distance with 2 seconds. And she definitely likes the course, she likes the distance. So this horse is definitely affordable. And also Jose Ortiz gets on this horse, so you got everything here. You got Chad Brown, and you got all the Ortizes and the Velasquez, so you're covered. We're covered, hopefully. I did want to mention New Money Honey. She did win the Grade 1 Belmont Oaks Invitational, but she hasn't been herself the last 4 starts. Maybe the I don't know. She's a weird horse. She's Saratoga. She did finish second, so she does have a family to her course. She closed last year in her maiden race, and maybe she likes the course a little bit. Maybe this will rebound her coming back here. She did find the winning spirit in the optional claiming race with Castellano, so she got the nod there. So that could give a little confidence moving forward. And at 8-1, I'll be willing to take that chance too. So I'm going 4 deep here, guys. 1, 6, 2, 3 in the Diana. Rich?
Yeah, no, guys, I don't have anything different what you guys already offered here. I did not split my Chad Browns, and again, I've already shot most of my bullets in those first 2 races, so I was kind of paring down here. I do have the 6 as my top of the 2 picks. If those of you are out there watching the show looking for who I think is going to win the race, I think it's going to be Raving Beauty. She hasn't done anything wrong since she came over here from Europe. She's on the grass. That's her preferred surface. She's got Irad Ortiz. They're 2 for 2 together. Chad Brown and Irad Ortiz hit 30% together anyway, and they seem like they like this combination. If it's not that one, then I think it'll be Sister Charlie, John Velazquez and Chad Brown together. And again, Ray already caught it. She came from just out of the clouds to just barely miss by a head in that last one. Maybe if the race is a little bit longer, although it was a mile and a quarter race that last time, she's got it. So I've just got 2, 6-1. Ray's got, I believe, 4, 1, 2, 3, 6, and Joe has just 3, 6, 2, 1. Gonna come on back.
Hey Ray, it's funny. You were talking about the distances, and I'm like, man, wouldn't I love to see one
Close it upward.
This horse in 1964, he won the Belmont Stakes. So his family stuff. Manny Accardi died in Forest Hills. Coworker of mine showed me the article and just wanted to mention him. I don't know if you guys remember him, but I don't. That's way past my time.
Yeah, he was before my time as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
64 was a couple of years before I was born. So.
Yeah, yeah. So.
But yeah, no. I
80 years old.
Good
life.
I knew of him. I did not get much of a chance to see him ride. I don't.
Yeah,
sure
me either.
how long his career lasted. But
right.
I'm assuming not really much into the 70s or maybe early 80s.
Yeah. Well, say he won 2,300 races, so he was pretty active. So
we got one of those monster tickets working already.
Oh boy, look at that big.
Yeah.
Big numbers. We got big balloons.
Mm-hmm. Narrow down.
Narrow down.
The easiest place to narrow down.
This one's gonna be ridiculous. I'm sorry, I can't really see it. I'm doing the math in my head as I put this
It's a
together. I'm
lot of
like,
green
oh,
there.
this one's
Five and
bad.
five is
Yeah,
25. Say five.
yeah,
Oh boy. Oh man. Another. Oh man. Oof, it's
yeah. That's ugly.
300. 150. Ooh.
Rich, the numbers in leg 2 have to be wrong. There are only 7 horses in leg 2.
Let's see. We've got the 2, 3, 6, 10, and I
Hmm?
knew that
No,
Ray and
leg 2 is the 2-year-old race.
oh, I'm sorry. Am I on the wrong one? 1, 2, 7, 8.
I think leg 1 is a mirror of leg 2. I think
Oh
maybe
yeah,
that's
yeah.
yeah.
It went
'Cause
short
leg
like
2
two.
we only
Yeah.
leg 2 you guys only went with the Pletchers, and I went
One
with
and
the 8.
two. Yeah.
2, 8, 2.
Yeah, I went.
Okay,
There
that's
you go.
more reasonable.
Yeah, I was like, okay, I know there's only. I said there aren't that many 2-year-olds. I didn't watch that many replays. Thankfully,
I can put back a few 20s in my pocket.
8, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 7.
The C note
Although
stays
we've been doing
constant.
well, so we got some cash. So
No.
I know we haven't hit a big one, but
We'll talk about that. We can talk about that
yeah.
later.
Well, give the fans some
We can
hope.
talk about
All
that
right.
later. Well, hey, we won last week, so
Yeah. So
not gonna argue that.
what was that? 8 for 8 in the grand. Okay. Ooh.
Yeah, I just wish I paid more than $74.
It should have
8,
really.
2. All right. 1,
There you
2,
go. 129
3,
last
4,
night.
5.
So.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. So 5 times 4 is 20. 60, 180. That's still 90. All right. So in the first leg, let's see. Me and Ray are both on the 2, and Joe, you're on the 1. And I think we've got some consensus there on the 10. And then you've got me and Ray are both on the 3 and the 6. But if we leave off the 3 and the 6, we can make a look at that.
I mean, if you want, what I would suggest is instead of taking both of them out, I would say leave one in. If you guys could come to a consensus on which one to leave in.
8. So let's see. And in leg 2, hang on one second before we go to that. Leg 2, we've got the 1. That's Ray. That's your top pick. That's also my top pick. And then the 8 is Joe's top pick. And then the 2, there's consensus on.
Right.
So 1, 8, 2. In leg 3, the 1, that's Ray's top pick. And the 6 is me and Joe's top pick. And the 2, there is consensus on. And then in the last leg, the 10, Ray, that's your top pick. And the 3, Joe, that's your top pick. And the 9, that's my top pick. So 10, 3, 9. And yeah, 11, there's some consensus on. So 4 times 3 times.
Let me do that.
3, 9, 27. That's the $54 one, right?
3 by 3 is 927. Yep, exactly. That's what it would be. I want to propose. Let me see. What would it make the ticket? And I mean, I like Proctor's Ledge, but part of me is like, if we wanted to do a little differently, just take the 2 Chad Browns in leg 3, and maybe add one of your 2 horses in leg 1. I'm trying to. That would be 4 by 3 by 4. That would be 48. So I guess it's really not that much of a difference. So, I mean, in case you guys wanted to add one of your other horses in leg 1, that was the only.
Right.
If we wanted to add one of the horses in leg 1, we would take out a horse in leg 3, and probably take out the non-Chad Brown runner. But again,
It looks like we both like
difference is minimal.
3 more than a 6, because if you have them ranked, the 3's ahead of 6 in both spots. Which I mean, I like the 3 more than the 6 anyway. Cause I had him second and third. You got him third and fourth. So if we put in a 3.
And the 3 there.
That's my opinion.
But again, but then we'd have to take out Proctor's Ledge to make it, and the difference is only $6 here.
Right.
This would be This would be 48. The other one was 54. Right. I mean,
if we left both of them in, it would be 4, 3, 12.
72.
72.
If you left the 3 and the 6 in,
No, just a 3. No, just a 3. So 412 times 4. That's
Yeah,
40. Oh
Meaning,
yeah, okay.
meaning if you put the two back in like three.
Oh,
yeah.
you took out the, yeah, right, yeah.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, because if you
That's
put the two back in like three, then it's 4 by 3 by 4 by 3. That's 72.
Oh,
72.
Which was
72. Okay. I mean, it's not too bad considering that it's not really a chalk pick four. Like there's really no big favorites. It won't chalk out.
well,
That's what I'm saying.
other than the two Chad Brown horses
Yeah,
and and
yeah, right. And
and,
you're not
and
talking
his
3 or 5.
brand.
You're talking 2 to 1, 9 to 5.
No,
So it's wide open. And you're
um,
gonna
it's
so.
funny though. I
Mm,
on some level, I just think that everybody up there knows Chad Brown, and somehow I think they're not going to be 9 to 5 and 2 to 1.
mm,
I'm confident they're going to be closer to 7 to 5 and 8 to 5.
right.
But again, they're not. It's not.
Um.
There's enough. It's not like one of them is going to be 3 to 5. And if one of them is 3 to 5, I'd probably bet the other one.
Yeah.
But that's just me. I don't think either one of them. They're both really good horses. I just don't know if the
Hmm.
one would deserve to be 3 to 5 over the other two.
Just hate to take one out. A very usable horse for $24, and then next thing you know, $400 later, we missed out. You hate that.
Well,
You hate that.
again,
Yeah.
that's why
No.
these sequences are so. I mean,
Yeah.
they
It's
don't
tough.
give you
It's
a lot.
tough.
There's no gimmies. Now, I
Nope.
mean,
Hmm.
believe me, if let's just argumentatively say if Sister Charlie and Proctor's Lead scratch, you think we're not singling a Raving Beauty? I
Yeah.
think we probably would.
Right. Yeah. And it might be scratches too. You never know. So
Oh no, well, there's always that
yeah.
possibility.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know. That's a tough call there.
we're gonna okay. So this would be 72.
Yeah, I'd say go with the 48 then if you want to go it this way.
Okay.
Otherwise we go with the
Believe
50. Otherwise, go
me,
with the 54 and leave the three off, and
yeah.
just go
I mean,
two
I
110.
believe me, I like
You can do
Proctor's
that
Ledge
too.
too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't want to dismiss her. To me, it's more, but you guys, the two consensus is that you guys have in leg one of the 3 and the 6, and basically we'd be tossing both of them, not just one,
Hmm.
that's why the sequence is just so tough.
Yeah.
I mean, the other possibility, and I'll throw it out there just because, is since we all have a top pick in that last leg, and none of us is really super jazzed about Team Colors being the favorite. I, mean, I
Oh,
could
yeah.
I could say take the 11 out of the last leg.
Mm.
I mean, again, it's just a possibility.
Right.
I'm
Yeah.
just
I like.
saying because basically here we're 3 by 3 by 3 by 3, so that's
54.
$40 and 50 cents. If we wanted to do that, like I said, none of us are. I mean, I think, can the horse win? Sure.
Yeah.
I'm not thrilled about the post, and I'm not thrilled about the horses as the favorite
I didn't like him. I was 4 deep. So
from
yeah.
that
Yeah. That
from
might
that
make
spot.
sense. Yeah.
So I could easily see doing
And you
this.
guys had him in the last
Yeah,
number anyway, as
exactly. It's
far
not
as
like
ranking. Yeah.
I
You
wasn't
just threw him
I
in.
wasn't
Yeah.
thrilled. Yeah, basically, again, it's a tough race. So I mean,
Hmm.
he's got if he repeats that last effort, sure, he's got a shot. But I don't like the draw, and I don't like the fact that he's a speed horse where he's probably going to be used a little bit, and he'll be stuck out wide on that first turn anyway. He might have to be
Right.
a length or two better than everybody in the race, and I don't see that. So I can easily, I'd easily do this 3 by 3 by 3 by 3.
All right.
Oh, so you took out the 3 to leg one. Okay. Oh.
I mean, well, the other alternative, like you said, now if you wanted to put the 3 back in leg one, the ticket's 48 again.
Yeah.
No, 54.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's right. It'd be
54.
right. So I don't. It's again, the 3 is not on my top line, so
Hmm.
it's up to you guys if you definitely both want to use them.
Yeah, I'm game with that. I mean, the 50.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
We were at
I like
$54 initially, so I'm okay with that.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Right, so
Sounds good.
Write this down. 1, 2, 3, 10. 1, 2, 8. 1, 2, 6. 3, 9. Okay, got it.
All right. So there you go, folks. It's 2-1-10-3 with 1-8-2 with 6-1-2 with 10-3-9. I will come back for one final time, and we will go ahead and wrap this up for you. All right. For those of you